Well, they ordered steak, and the fish actually looked pretty good. Aisha got the fish curry and said,
That should be the episode then.
Welcome aboard another brand spanking new episode of Another Below Deck Podcast. Dan Under, Patreon exclusive recap, Peacock, you know the digs, you know the deals. I'm Dill, settled up next to one real Nicholas Davis.
What's going on, everybody?
Pat produces podcast over there behind my glasses.
What are you reading over there?
I'm trying to find my notes on this episode, which was a banger.
You guys want to get the
let's
show?
get into the show. What a great episode it was. I'll start with thoughts and pots. I have hated this season so much. But tonight, we really had quite an episode. We had this mutiny of losers kind of bubble up that was really entertaining. All of the biggest pieces of shit on the boat.
Aligning themselves.
Trying to, I don't know, usurp the only reoccurring cast member. It was hilarious. What are you guys doing? Also, MVP moment from Toomey. Yeah, just a lot of really, really fun stuff. Cute crocodile slide on their little bellies on 90 plus.
Yes, bitch.
Who wants to go next?
Go ahead, Nick.
I'll go next. Yeah, it was pretty good. We got a classic day off, Sanctuary Day. Nothing I like more than a below deck Sanctuary Day.
Can you imagine that Lee went with them on this? Sorry, but it's just Lee went with them when they went to go see the... Sorry.
They went to a donkey sanctuary.
Yeah, it was donkeys and Lee tagged along. It's your pot, sorry.
Well, I guess he knew he belonged there because he's a jackass.
Fucking
Nice one.
jackass.
And yeah, so there's some interior drama, some exterior drama. Really had it all. Some classic below deck. I'm going to give it 72 pots.
A dead Chinese boy floating in a pool.
Well,
Classic below deck.
Yeah.
Well, he has a tattoo on his back that symbols how he failed in saving someone.
Symbolizes with symbols.
Right.
Yeah.
You weren't in the movie Cliffhanger, Jamie. You came upon an accident with a dead body.
He spoke very dramatically about it. And what I saw changed my life forever. Okay, easy.
While he was working security at a casino.
All right.
All right.
We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Pots, Pat.
You brought it up. Okay. I didn't like this episode as much as you guys. One problem I had is this bachelor party group here. A real snore fest. They were completely polite and accommodating. They busted Pizza Rat's balls a little bit. I guess the pasta was a little too salty or something like that. But
It's anti-pasta.
Yeah.
yeah, but it was mainly boring. There was no hot girls or any guests, getting really drunk.
Yeah.
And there was a whole lot of bickering.
Yeah. And Magda's not hot, so, still.
The more and more I watch her, I'm not sure if it's her attitude that makes her less attractive.
Attitude.
I'm waiting for that side by side with her and Adushka wearing a beanie because they are getting closer and closer.
It's Looper, man. She is Bruce Willis, and Dushka is Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Yeah.
She needs to course correct lest she ends up a janitor.
Yeah.
She's not listening to the signs or Marley.
Well, we all know that destiny is something that you cannot outrun, so she will eventually become a janitor, and she will make her appearance back on Below Deck as Dushka. Mm-hmm. Cooking lobster in a dry pan. It'll be very sad. But how many pots?
0.
All right. So last we left off, Gloria Allred was flipping out for good reason. The guests had asked him to cook the fish that they caught that day. The gall, of these fucking people. Now, in true Below Deck /Bravo /Peacock fashion, I guess, the thing that they teased as one of the highlights of the entire season amounted to as close to nothing as possible.
Yeah.
Hot Captain does not smash Gloria over the head with a frying pan like Chris Farley in that Colombian Coffee Crystal sketch. It's just kind of pitters out. He says, speak to people more respectfully, and then he walks out.
And then
God.
they cut to Ryan, that little pussy, under his breath said, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
Yeah, say it to his face, Pizza Rat.
He only acts tough under his breath or to other women on the boat.
I don't feel I feel like I'm doing Chef Spaz a disservice because Pizza Rat is way more of a horrible person.
That's not even a competition.
He's a more horrible person, but like Matt's just really unlikable. Like this is some recency bias. He bragged about the thousands of dollars he spent on prostitutes.
Right.
He quit. He
Twice.
He always thought people were talking about him. Matt was really bad. So let's not all of a sudden
He was sniveling. We've talked about it, and it's a really gross
How soon
quality.
we forget, I guess I should say.
Yeah, I knew though that there wasn't much else place this could go. The climactic event that they teased because of the way. Like, Ryan just took it out to its logical conclusion. He's like, I can't battle this guy because Captain was like, if you want to go to 3, I'll go to 4 decibels.
Yeah.
And if Ryan would have been like, what if
I
I go to 4? Yeah, he would have been like, oh, I'll go to 5.
Yeah.
If you go to 7, I'll even go to 8. And it's you could do that all night. So
Yeah.
I think Ryan just decided to like fight another day.
Yeah.
Why was that so funny at home? I was doing the accent perfect in my head too.
How you said
but
4
perfect
was
in
good.
your head is the operative word.
Decibels.
So Hot Captain fires off a text to a man named Captain Steve. Sounds like a children's TV character. And he asks him if he's got any chefs. Just get this defender of women off the fucking boat. But don't actually, because he's the only entertaining thing about the season. One of them. Hot Captain says he's lucky. I don't have a replacement right now. What a threat. All right, so Shitbag heads up to the table and says, here's your steak that you didn't order. They ask for the fucking squid that they caught, and he says, yeah, no worries. I was going to cook it the entire time and not just let it rot in that blue slime.
What is the blue slime?
Zero clue. Looks like a bunch of Dawn.
No, well, it actually could be the oil on him because he's just sitting in a bucket of water with no aeration, and it's probably he was in the freezer. So they start
the squid slime.
The squid slime. It's the protective coat for them. It
No
probably can start
way.
emitting it.
It couldn't be that much. It's an entire bucket full of it. Really?
I doubt they would have put something in there.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
It reminded me of guts. Do you have it? Well, something like that.
Hey, can I say something about this moment when he went to go prepare that squid?
Pat?
I fucking felt bad for that squid.
Yeah, you can.
I did because his last moments of life were being diced alive by Pizza Rat. But I'm sure that wasn't the worst part. It was the experience he had to spend his last moments with Pizza Rat.
Yeah.
Fuck!
What a horrible fucking end to your life. But before we get that, let's talk about Benny. So Benny is Pizza Rat's compadre in being a piece of shit employee. Benny says in response to Jamie being way out of line and going over his tasks that he has for the evening, he says, I'm not just having fun on this boat. I'm working, but in order for me to be my best at work, I need to have fun.
A common refrain amongst sea rats, Dylan. I believe the girl from season 3 that dressed up like a mermaid all the time.
Oh, yeah.
She always needed to have fun.
Rocky.
Parker, former cast member who I believe got fired by Captain Glenn or was forced to resign.
Yeah.
Also based his enjoyment of work on him having
a
fun.
good time. Well, it's a pretzel of nonsense.
I think Benny is looking for other people to make it fun for him. He needs to make his own fun, like a kid with imagination. Like, I have all these tasks. I'm gonna time myself. How fast can I do my tasks? And then you'll have a good time.
Dick, you just triggered a memory of me when I worked at that drone job at the North American Insurance. My first job there was they handed me manila folders and an application, and all I needed to do was write in a Sharpie the name of the application, the person, the name, and then put the application in there and put it on a pile. About as mundane a job for a human being with a functioning frontal cortex.
Yeah.
So to make myself alive, they didn't let you listen to anything then either. So you just sat by yourself in your own thoughts for 8 hours.
Yeah.
And I would time how many I could do in 15 minutes.
That's fun. See, that's a good employee, motivating yourself.
I mean, I put the fucking thing on Do Not Disturb. I put it on Do Not Disturb. This must have been a call. This is not an emergency call. Do not call me twice. I know what's going on. I'm so angry right now
Hey,
that this is happening.
Let me wrap up my story.
Looks like airplane mode's going to have to come on now.
Oh, that's okay. Hey, let me wrap up the story. So this girl that kind of liked me, named Tamara, she walks by me and she's like, hey, you want to go get lunch? I'm like, I got to beat the record. I got 4 more to go. And she said, in all seriousness, you're losing it, man.
Did you beat the record?
Yeah.
Nice. Congratulations.
Hey, have we ruled out that Benny...
Do you think that girl wanted to fuck you?
Yeah, she did.
And you didn't?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Did we rule out that Benny isn't the one that killed his parents? Have we talked about this?
I don't think we have, but
Kind of hit me like an anvil when I was watching this because he was, when he was doing the whole pretzel nonsense thing about how, I need to have fun to work well. I can't just work if I'm not having fun. And I was like, I thought he was going to bring up his dead parents again, and then he didn't. And I was like, oh, it's weird. They died so soon after
one another.
And they might have been limiting his fun. They may have taken a, garden hoe to the top of the head. I'm pretty sure he killed his parents.
Yeah, a little more quaint. He probably used that old Visine trick. You just keep dropping some drips in there. It takes a minute, but it'll get you.
Slow poison?
Yeah.
You're talking about over time?
Yeah.
Oh, you can kill a man like that.
With Visine, yeah.
Interesting.
It's weird because it goes in your eyes just fine, but if you drink it for some reason, I guess it makes your kidney or liver shit the bed or something.
Crazy.
All right, so Aisha called the guests children and says, good boy. And the big guy goes down. Been there, bitch. Guys, let's talk about Athletic Greens. What an unbelievable company. I started taking AG1 because, just wasn't feeling too hot in the morning.
The podcasts weren't great. Until
we started taking AG1, I was feeling a little sluggish in the morning, and that would contribute to not great pods. But once I started taking AG1, everything turned around in my life. It is a small micro habit that will have untold benefits. Pat, do you like the taste?
Well, actually, I do like the taste. Normally when something's coming in a little pack and you're going to mix it with a little something, you throw it down your throat, you're like, I'm a little suspect to this.
Yeah.
Not Athletic Greens. It's like drinking, just like...
Beauty. So it supports better sleep and quality recovery. AG1 is a small micro habit with big benefits. It's one thing you can do to take care of yourself. You can do every single day to take great care of yourself. It costs less than $3 a day. You're investing in your health, and that's cheaper than your cold brew habit. Athletic Greens also has 7,000 5-star reviews, and Athletic Greens is a climate neutral certified company. Okay. Also, the person that created it, he created it after experiencing how difficult it was to create your own optimal nutrition routine. So to make it easy, yeah.
Cherie takes it every day. I only take it twice a week, because I don't know. I just don't like to put a lot of things in my body, but Cherie takes it every day. And I have to say, one of the beneficial things that come out of that, she's nicer. I don't know if they put that on the bottle.
No, they don't, but that is one of the big benefits they're speaking of. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/below-deck. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/below-deck to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
And mainly do it because you want to be a nicer person. Be nicer, makes you nicer.
Hey, Pat.
Yeah.
We told the story recently of you going to Cactus Taqueria and getting into a fight with a patron there.
Yeah.
You know how you can avoid that?
How?
Green Chef. Green Chef is a CCOF certified meal kit company, and they make eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your preferences. They're offering more customization than ever before. They have new organic and wild caught protein options. Swap the protein in any meal that features chicken, beef, or salmon, and to suit your taste. But Green Chef is just an unbelievable company. Okay, they're the #1 meal kit for eating well, with dinners that work for you, not the other way around. Their fast, fit meals are under 700 calories and ready in 25 minutes or less, okay? If you're trying to cut, it's annoying to make these tasteless, low-calorie foods, but with Green Chef, boop, 25 minutes.
Dylan, and we can't point out enough, leaving your house to either go to the grocery store to prepare meals, or like me, go to 7-Eleven for lunch and dinner sometimes.
And
you know,
breakfast.
I told on this podcast, I went to go buy a sandwich at 7-Eleven. Boop. I'm fighting with someone.
Right.
2 seconds later,
Yeah.
I go to pick up some rice and beans at Cactus Taqueria.
Boop. Go to greenchef.com/belowdeck135 and use promo code belowdeck135 to get $130 off, $35 off across 5 boxes, and get your first box shipping to you free. I'll do that one more time. Go to greenchef.com/belowdeck135 and use promo code belowdeck135 to get $135 off across 5 boxes, and your first box ships free. Okay, that is greenchef.com/belowdeck135. So let's get to Ryan preparing the squid because one person wants it, evidently.
Yeah.
I wish we could matrix his mouth shut sometimes. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? When Neo gets his, you know. Once again, his fraudulence is on display. He hacks the squid into rings, and because he's never done this, he begins peeling the membrane off ring by ring while they're in the bowl. He doesn't know that he should do this before and then cut the squid so that he doesn't have to peel skin off one by one. He's an absolute fucking fraud, and we will get to the way that he speaks to waitstaff later on in this episode. No one who's experienced in this industry would speak to waiters and waitresses the way that he does. I hate this human being. Pat, we gotta talk to him.
Fine. Let's save it till the end of the season when we don't care what Bravo thinks about us anymore. Hey, Dylan, how did he prepare that? He told the guests. How was the squid prepared?
Salt and pepper.
That's it.
It was, it was. It's a classic Australian dish. They eat calamari more than the Italians do down there.
Wow.
And it's just a very, very simple batter fry.
Boil. Okay.
That's it. It's really not that difficult at all, but boy, does he throw a hissy fit about it. So the squid hits the table. They love it. Super easy, just give them what they want. And then we get some really good news. They want to fish again, and I was thinking, get more squid. They mentioned getting a shark. Jonah Hill excited hands I was, please catch a shark so that he has to fucking break that down.
It's all muscle. It's not good eating.
You could eat shark.
You can eat shark.
So, Anita, meanwhile, Hot Cap says, I'm going to fuck Ryan up. Aisha loves that.
Yes.
Jamie rats on his shitty employees.
Yes.
Ryan mopes off and says, fuck these people. And Fifth Element says, Aisha is attacking me again. Who's Fifth Element? The funky wig. She's got the neon wig.
Magna.
Yeah, she looked like...
Why was she wearing that?
No idea. She's just a random person. She's just a very random person. So, have you ever seen The Fifth Element?
No, I haven't.
Have you?
I saw it in the theater.
Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis and... What's her name?
The girl in the zombie movies.
What is her name?
Girl in the zombie movies.
Chris Tucker as well. Very good. Oh, and Gary Oldman.
He was playing Prince in that film.
Was he? Mm-hmm. All right, so...
Mila
Jovovich, yes. All right, so sadly, the guys don't catch anything. And sadly, we see Magda talking to her fucking Polak boyfriend once again. Good news, though. Benny and Magda leave a ton of shit undone. So that should be fun to address next morning.
Next morning.
The cushions are on the floor, and Jamie is in no mood for rock, paper, scissors, a very fun game that should be played whenever you have a chance to play it. Honestly, regardless of what kind of mood you're in, if somebody puts their fist out and says, hey, let's go, take them up on it.
Oh, yeah.
It'll turn your frown upside
I think
down.
we've done it before when we've made business decisions, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
I know my wife and I certainly divvy up tasks that way.
It's democratic. It's
final.
meritocratic. It's fun. I love rock, paper, scissors.
Here's some advice to anybody who's going to do it, though. Always agree with the other participant that it's going to be on 3 beats. Because some people go, they don't get the hand they want to dealt.
It's not 3 beats. It's
1,
4
beats.
2, or you could throw it on the 3. That's what I'm saying. You got to establish the rules of the game.
People who throw it on 3 are lunatics.
Well, they do it on purpose because they want to. If they lose, they got another shot.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Anybody who doesn't do that is again a lunatic. So
Pat's point stands. You establish the rules
Right.
before you start, so then those sniveling snakes can't pull that trigger.
Yes, in Magic, it's called the Rule Zero conversation, where you talk about the power levels of your deck, whether or not you guys want to play infinite combos, land destruction. You know, some people just don't like playing against Rhystic Studies.
If you don't have the Rule Zero conversation, then it's your fault. Anything that may befall you that you deem unfair.
Yep.
Well, if you time honored game of beer pong and the rules aren't established, that fist can go down.
Well, okay. So the cushions are on the floor, and Jamie... Oh, I already said that. Aisha finds all of Magda's hard work on display the next day, as does Jamie. And they've got a mutiny of incompetence on their hands. Between the Facebook model and the kid that killed his parents and that piece of fucking loose stool from Philadelphia, there's too much bad work aboard this boat. And it doesn't make for good below deck because you need people who work hard and play hard. You need people who are fulfilled and confident in the job they did, and then they go out and they destroy themselves. Mm-hmm. What we have are a bunch of people with clinical depression who slog through the day so that they can go throw glass at strangers. You know, it's it's a different kind of entertainment, but I don't feel it's the best flavor of Below Deck. So, Grandma's Undies, anyone? Anybody?
I don't remember that.
Well, what's Grandma's Undies? Tell me.
Culver had a thing where he was...
Jesus. You remember when I said how much I liked him? It's getting on my nerves.
So, let's get to Cap coming into the galley. Ryan says that he knows the captain is trying to make his presence known around him. Ryan, he's getting a cup of coffee.
He was sending a message. A message received.
Ryan is like, there's that disease where it's kind of like the Beautiful Mind disease where you think that it's like a strange blend of
paranoia
and narcissism and schizophrenia, where you think that like the PlayStation is bugged. Mm-hmm. You know, you think people are listening to you, shit like that.
Yeah, that's schizophrenia.
Super self-absorbed. Ryan has like a mild dose of that.
You know that guy in Beautiful Mind? He got taken out in a car accident.
Yeah, Richard Nash.
I think his wife was in there too. You got that pen, though.
You know, Gowdy got taken out in a car accident, too.
Gowdy? Who's Gowdy?
He's the guy that is the artist, the designer of Sagrada Familia. Mm-hmm. And he just got hit by a bus one day.
Just a bus?
Just got fucking smashed by a bus one day.
Always look both ways.
You got to look both ways. So, guys, moving on.
Gigabytes.
Well, first, Ryan says he doesn't regret a single thing that he said to Captain the night before. And I would say you may not regret telling your boss to fuck off, but you should absolutely regret saying in the heat of this argument, the guests are happy as trailing off in that manner was very weak, and it's sad and weird the way that you behaved that entire throughout that entire argument. He's very, very pathetic. So, more texting with sauerkraut. Shoot me in the fucking head. Also, Hot Cap says, use your imagination. Get out of here, boomer. We get it. Ryan knocks breakfast out of the park because, you know, it's eggs. Mm-hmm. And then Benny wakes up in a daze, confused about what he's supposed to do. So wait, you want me to finish the list before I go to sleep?
Yeah, mate, just the list is there. I'd prefer you do all of it.
If this was week 1, I would get it. It would make sense, but it's week, 3 or 4 now. I mean, it's just insane.
Yeah, but these fucking charter guests threw a new curveball at us. What's with this 2 a.m. fishing trip shit?
It's fine. They're not bringing back whores at 4 o'clock in the morning. We've seen that before.
And to
Benny
be
has
fair,
it easy.
It's not like Benny, once he puts the fucking worm on the hook, go finish your chores.
So the guests depart. They gift Cap a beautiful Gilligan's cap and ask, where the fuck was our fish? Then they head out. And Hot Captain calls around to get someone else on the boat while they cut to shots of Ryan wielding a knife like a tweaker. Pat.
Yeah.
Why don't you let us know about the tip, babe?
All right, I'm going to break it down in U.S. currency.
Yeah.
17,600, which is a little bit more than they've been averaging on these charters. Because remember, these are a little bit lighter.
Man, I thought that this was going to be a $14,000, $15,000 tip given how shitty the service was. But.
Yeah. Well, they're friends with him.
They had Magda fucking flopping out loose prosciutto on the table.
Yeah.
Didn't even cook the fish.
No. I'm pretty sure that fish was the reason for all the maggots on that goddamn boat. $14.60 each.
Well, the best part about the tip is that Hot Captain has some, what's the word? It's not a reckoning, but,
some bones to pick?
Confrontation.
We've come to an impasse here,
yes.
and we need to get better. So he does tell them that they are going to go to a crocodile resort. Sounds beautiful. Britt is way too into this. Her veins look like tendons. They're so full of blood and excitement. Then we get to the helmet award. Sadly, Cap missed an opportunity. Production should have pulled him into a room violently if they needed to and said, listen here, give that fucking helmet to Ryan. And to no one else. Use that knife that Ryan was holding if you need to. But, it's just a missed opportunity. I want to see Ryan have to wear that helmet. It would be incredible television. So, let's move on to the Ryan and Aisha chat. Captain sits them both down and says, it's not good enough. Service isn't good enough. The food isn't good enough. And obviously, with Ryan's sunken, beady rat eyes, says, well, if the food hit the table the way that I wanted, it would have been excellent.
No, mate, I ate the food. It was more the food.
No, it wasn't so much the timing as it was the flavor and the overall texture of it. It was bad food. Ryan says, I could go off on Captain.
Do it.
But I'm not going to because I don't want
Kermit
to give that bitch Aisha a victory. Gloria Allred, once
Here we
again,
are.
defender of women, lover of women. How about you don't want to pipe off at or mouth off at your boss because you don't want to get fired?
He realizes this is being filmed, right?
What kind of fucking insanity is that? I could go off on my boss, but I don't want to give the victory to Aisha. Fucking lunatic. So then we get to another chat. Magda is using more data than every single person on the boat combined. She's using 10 times more data than the next person. She, like Pizza Rat, gets pretty defensive. She says, I don't use my phone in front of the guests. No, you don't use your phone in front of the guests. You're never in front of the guests because you're using your phone. Fuck you.
The real problem, though, here is that Aisha is having problems with her boyfriend, and that's why she's never on her phone. And that's really the only reason they're having this conversation, this little powwow.
You're saying Aisha's having problems with her boyfriend?
Yeah, that's Magda's. Magda doesn't realize or think she's using too much. She thinks the problem is Aisha's having problems with her boyfriend. So if you're not going to be talking to him, that's on you. I'm sorry, I'm in a happy relationship.
Yeah, so sorry.
She walks away thinking no fault.
Right. She's like, I'm so sorry I'm in a healthy relationship where my boyfriend of 5 months is sending me selfie pictures that other girls are taking in bikinis. Sorry, you have a toxic relationship, Aisha. This woman is so fucking brain dead. All right, let's get to the nighttime.
Nighttime!
In an M. Night Shyamalan type twist, Ryan says, I'm going to get drunk tonight. And Aisha gives Britt's tits a whirl.
We're not even before the rest of this is just pregame and we're already getting tits. I think this is precedent. I don't know if we've ever gotten tits before a drink has been poured at a club.
Oh. Let's not talk
There's
about...
always a new first for C-Rats,
Let's not talk about precedent in such heated times.
It is nice that we set the precedent. It's just unfortunate that such a groundbreaking moment had to be done with such mid tits.
Okay. Right. So a dinner we get to. The titty whirling has carried over, and this triggers Magda. She can see that Aisha is really getting along with Britt and hates her. So she sucks down a cig and tries to pry out shit talk about Aisha out of Toomey.
Before we hear about that shit talk.
Oh, you got a travel advisor reviews in her?
Do you know where they ate?
No.
They were at Fish Divine.
What?
And the Rum Bar.
They have good steak there, I hear.
This is from, it's in Airlie Beach. And something I wanted to note about Airlie Beach, we actually got this this comment from one of our
this was good.
our Patreoners.
I'm gonna take a chocolate, weed chocolate.
Our Patreoners from Down Under. She gave us some insight onto Airlie Beach and maybe why that club that we saw Ryan's throw a glass at someone was so trash.
Oh, that's right.
And why all the people are so trash.
Because a bunch of Westerners go there, right?
Yeah, so this is what Eliza...
Hey, Pat, can you get me a Michelob Ultra Seltzer, preferably lemon, please?
This is what Eliza Hesford, our either Aussie or
I threw up in my mouth.
Kiwi patron,
Oh, my God.
said. So I wanted to give some insight into the nightclub scene of Airlie Beach.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of marinating in it on New Year's Eve 2007. The reason why we're seeing them in such dodgy nightclubs is because Airlie Beach is the place where the filthiest of the filthy, yucky normies go. AB is the launch pad for the Whit Sundays. It's where you go to get on a boat and takes you to one of the resort islands scattered around the Whit Sundays. It's a stepping stone, not the desired final destination. It is really isolated as it's in far north Queensland, so not only is it 700 miles from the closest major city, it is miles away from anything. I'll let you work out the types of people that live in a remote tropical area that is predominantly white, but in my personal experience, the further you go north, the slower they speak, to the point you want to check their pulse. But whatever you do, don't comment about their speech. This may have been the real trigger of them calling Ryan a loser. Also, for the area that is so hot.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It feels like your organs are boiling. There was a disproportionately high ginger population. So with all that said, anywhere that is decent is not in Airlie Beach. It's on all the islands, and some are really exclusive, so you can only go there if you're a guest, but others you can go to for the day. So what you have left in AB is 1, the filthy yucky normies who can't afford to stay in an island. 2, hospitality staff who want to get drugs off their respective island of employment.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Ice, aka meth, being drug of choice. And 3, the slow-talking sunburnt ginger meth heads, and that is how those clubs we see on Below Deck Down Under remain open and are always full, because they welcome the filthiest of the filthy yucky normies with open arms and plastic cups.
Interesting,
Wow.
the amount of vitriol that person had towards gingers.
Yeah. Who was that? You want to?
Eliza Hesford.
Oh, she's
Thanks,
great.
Eliza Hesford.
Yeah, I love having a correspondent. So with all that being said, they go to Fish Divine in Airlie Beach. And here is the TripAdvisor review I have for Airlie Beach. Which
You know what?
actually,
Before you get there, it's so shocking that Ryan had such an issue with what that guy was saying, because 1, he hates women, and 2, that's the most Philly shit ever.
Yeah.
You know, he should have felt right at home. He should have hugged that man like a brother. Weird. Then he killed his parents.
so Fish Divine actually has 4.5 circles with
Wow.
thousands of reviews, so they like it. But
Oh, wow. Pretty good.
But this person, Q Reds, didn't. They reviewed on December 17th, 2020. Review titled "Fish Divine?" Question mark, question mark, question mark. It was really a crime. He writes, bottom line, way overpriced, but the worst part was the food was bland and unappetizing.
Yeah.
Read on for details.
Right.
At least the manager offered to have the bill when we provided feedback on the meat.
Oh, no. What happened?
Service from waitstaff was good and attentive, but Maine's... What do you laugh at?
Oh, Pat just did a long take at you.
Why?
What?
Why?
Why?
Yeah, long take? Because of the burp?
Was it a burp?
What
it was
was
like a
it?
poltergeist took over your esophagus for a sec.
It was a little bit of a burp. This review is really bad. I just like the title. Fish Divine, it was really a crime. Everybody said the food sucks sometimes.
Yeah. Well, they ordered steak, and the fish actually looked pretty good. Aisha got the fish curry and said,
That should be the episode title.
Guys, let's talk about Athletic Greens. What an unbelievable company. I started taking AG1 because, just wasn't feeling too hot in the
The
morning.
podcasts weren't great until you started taking.
Until we started taking AG1, I was feeling a little sluggish in the morning, and that would contribute to not great pods. But once I started taking AG1, everything turned around in my life. It is a small micro habit that will have untold benefits. Pat, do you like the taste?
Well, actually, I do like the taste. Normally when something's coming in a little pack and you're going to mix it with a little something, you throw it down your throat, you're like, I'm a little suspect to this.
Yeah.
Not Athletic Greens. It's like drinking, just like...
Beauty. So it supports better sleep and quality recovery. AG1 is a small micro habit with big benefits. It's one thing you can do to take care of yourself. You can do every single day to take great care of yourself. It costs less than $3 a day. You're investing in your health, and that's cheaper than your cold brew habit. Athletic Greens also has 7,000 five-star reviews, and Athletic Greens is a climate-neutral certified company, okay? Also, the person that created it, he created it after experiencing how difficult it was to create your own optimal nutrition routine. So to make it easy. Yeah.
Cherie takes it every day. I only take it twice a week, because I don't know. I just don't like to put a lot of things in my body, but Cherie takes it every day. And I have to say, one of the beneficial things that come out of that, she's nicer. I don't know if they put that on the bottle.
No, they don't, but that is one of the big benefits they're speaking of. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/below-deck. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/below-deck to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
And mainly do it because you want to be a nicer person. Be nicer, makes you nicer.
Hey, Pat.
Yeah.
We told a story recently of you going to Cactus Taqueria and getting into a fight with a patron there.
Yeah.
You know how you can avoid that?
How?
Green Chef. Green Chef is a CCOF certified meal kit company, and they make eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your preferences. They're offering more customization than ever before. They have new organic and wild caught protein options. Swap the protein in any meal that features chicken, beef, or salmon, and to suit your taste. But Green Chef is just an unbelievable company. Okay, they are the #1 meal kit for eating well, with dinners that work for you, not the other way around. Their fast, fit meals are under 700 calories and ready in 25 minutes or less, okay? If you're trying to cut, it's annoying to make these tasteless, low-calorie foods, but with Green Chef, boop, 25 minutes.
Dylan, and we can't point out enough, leaving your house to either go to the grocery store to prepare meals or, like me, go to 7-Eleven for lunch and dinner sometimes.
And breakfast.
I told on this podcast, I went to go buy a sandwich at 7-Eleven. Boop! I'm fighting with someone.
Right.
2 seconds later.
Yeah.
I go to pick up some rice and beans at Cactus Taqueria.
Boop. Go to greenchef.com/belowdeck 135 and use promo code belowdeck 135 to get $130 off, $35 off across 5 boxes, and get your first box shipping to you free. I'll do that one more time. Go to greenchef.com/belowdeck 135 and use promo code belowdeck 135 to get $135 off across 5 boxes, and your first box ships free. Okay, that is greenchef.com/belowdeck 135. How many M's is that?
14.
Okay. So, what happens to a lot of people when they sit next to people eating crab happens to Jamie?
What's that?
You get shot with sea bug juice.
Gets in your eye, it stings.
It gets on your shirt. It gets on your hands. It is one of the most barbaric things that you can do at a dinner table. I fucking hate
Can you believe
crab.
that became a thing in Los Angeles in the last year with all the hot crab shack, all those fucking locations? Someone invited me there for their dinner. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Nothing I love more on a hot Los Angeles summer day than to reach into a steaming bag of Old Bay spiced fucking sea bugs and crack them and then suck their exoskeletons like that fucking fat guy in Toda.
It is very
78 degrees in there.
It is very alien thing to do, to crack over the other and suck it out.
It is like a fucking episode of The Twilight Zone. We are the monsters. Yeah, people turn into Gollum.
In 100 years, our grandchildren will think we were monsters for all the
And also,
consumption.
let me tell you something about fucking crustacean in Beverly Hills. Go fuck yourself, okay? oh, the restaurant's this branded. Oh, there's Mama in the back. She's not in the back. It's a bunch of fucking Latino guys churning out delicious food. But don't put your crab at market price, okay? Don't charge people $95 for a crab. That's fucking bullshit. You know how much the garlic noodles are there? Garlic noodles. A bowl of garlic noodles, $22. $22. Cost them 75 cents to
Sounds
make
like
that
they're
shit.
selling an experience, Dylan.
When I was real poor, mid 20s, garlic noodles is like that's what I would
They're
have.
delicious.
I would go just get noodles, warm them up, put garlic, salt, and
I had an
some
idea.
cheese.
Well, that's not garlic salt. That's
I got a place where we should all go to dinner.
Oh yeah,
or not
Yeah,
garlic
yeah.
noodles. That's trash.
Hey,
Oh
hey,
yeah, that's noodle. I had noodles with garlic.
Right.
I got another place that's overpriced garbage.
Yeah.
But there's reality TV people that hang there every single night. It's called Craig's. We should go to Craig's.
Okay.
What's Craig's?
All right, so the door guy that used to run Dantana's said, hey, I know what to fucking do. Got a bunch of investors. I think George Clooney was one of them. And he opened up a restaurant called Craig's. And it's high-priced, filthy, yucky, normie food.
Well, I would love to go do a review of that place. If we run into some celebrities there, fine. But that would be great. We'll do a dinner there. Because I hate it already. Because the people that run the door at Dantana's are people who have inflated senses of ego, right? Like you sit outside of a door, right?
They're like
That's all you do.
They're like record store employees.
oh, yeah.
100%.
Probably paid the same, too.
Oh, so you shake hands with the Jaffies when they come to dinner? No one knows who the Jaffies are. I don't care if they're multimillionaire producers, okay? You stand outside of a fucking door of a restaurant that serves subpar chicken parm, okay? Fuck off. Let's go to Craig's. Let's get back to the show. I'm hot.
Craig's, and
You're
then
hot, buddy.
and then afterwards we could go hit one of the comedy clubs.
I love that idea.
A fun night.
All right, so Benny got sea bug juice all over Jamie, and he's fired up right now. He's attributing Beatles songs to Colby Callier, which is just fucking wild. And Britt calls him a bitch twice.
What, dude?
That was the dust up? I'm like, what happened here? She called him a bitch?
Yeah.
That was literally the only response you can say to someone when they're playing "Here Comes the Sun" and you're like, "Oh, I love Colby Callier."
Yeah.
Bertini was like, "It's the Beatles, bitch." That's the only thing you can say to someone.
It's really the only thing you can say.
And he's like, "Oh, well, I have this helmet on. Oh, you heard the title, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's fucking the Beatles.
no,
bitch.
you got it wrong. It has nothing to do with the helmet, but he does pull the authority card on her, and then she's just so blacked out that it does not matter one iota. She just goes, bitch.
Hey, one note I think we skipped over. When they were having all those little SIG meetings, I believe Mag was trying to find an ally in Toomey when she was saying, you'll make a great chief stew someday.
Toomey's having none of it.
And she returned the compliment by telling Mag that she sucks at her job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was
In the
a-
best way possible.
done.
She says, you're out of sync with what Aisha needs.
Yeah, it was great.
Which is competent work.
Right.
But that was actually like the first sign of intelligent life I've seen from Magda, that little back channeling.
Yeah.
She started with that compliment, like, you should be chief stew.
Yeah.
Smart, but to me, it's too much of a backstabber.
Stabber.
narc.
Yeah,
No,
she's
it's too lazy and transparent in effort. Toomey sniffed it out right away. So we get back in the vans, and Norman's really his mommy too. Benny's hilarious out of nowhere. What the fuck was that?
I mean, Benny likes to have fun. I think he's just in the wrong environment. We were windmilling our dicks in the other van. That's hilarious. That also cracked me
He
up.
was genuinely very funny. He was like, yeah, I have a nice penis. It's fine. That sounds crass, but it
Come
was
here,
funny.
buddy.
All right, so let's get to the crew day off. Culver is lovely the next day. Fun guy. He then slaps on the Steve Irwin, and I'm once again at easy Culver. Take it easy.
You're not a professional. What? Who's he? I know it's the crocodile hunter. Who
Steve Irwin.
Steve Owen. Okay.
Have you ever had a cup of coffee? No, mate. My head would explode. What is wrong with your fucking throat?
That chocolate I took is itchy.
No.
I've been drinking too much White Claw.
Stop drinking White Claw.
Those
then.
are both that happens. That
Switch
combination.
to something else. It's fucking disgusting.
What were we just saying? Oh, our
Steve Irwin.
Steve Irwin. one time in middle school, we had to do a project about arthropods, and I did the arthropod hunter.
Yeah.
And I dressed as Steve Irwin in middle school. And then freshman year for Halloween, maybe like 2 weeks after he died, I was Steve Irwin for Halloween. So I've had a long history of Steve Irwin.
Yeah, sounds like it.
A lot of PETA rejoiced upon learning of that man's death. Can you be the stingray that killed him? Can you imagine the stingray swimming along? And it's like, hey, who's this asshole grabbing onto my tail? And he turns around, he's like, oh, it's that fucking crocodile hunter douchebag, the guy who screams in animals' ears, although they're hearing sensitive. And then he swings them around like one of those fucking flag girls. You know what he used to do with the snakes? Like, I'm going to kill this bastard.
Yeah,
like he's the Kiwi Petey Pablo.
Dude, that fucking stingray probably got so many rounds bought for him that night.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you did it.
It's like Sons and Six guy.
Hey, Petey, were you the one that took out that crocodile guy? Damn straight.
And my name's Aaron. So, we get some pretty typical kind of rage activity. We get some White Claws being cracked, and we play a sad game of fuck, marry, kill. Poor Benny.
Poor Benny.
Yeah.
My God.
He ended up like his parents.
That was brutal. They go on a tour, and of course, Wet Blanket Jamie isn't having a good time. And listen, I hate Jamie's wet blanket shit, but I kind of understand where he's coming from. I want to also see ball snakes type stuff, but this is so fun. This is just... This is a lot of fun, the way these things slide on their cute little bellies into that brown water. I just thought this was such a fun outing.
And Bertini kept going, like, every time she would see one, she'd be like, yes, bitch, yes, bitch.
Yeah.
And Jamie was like, don't call the crocodiles bitches.
And she was like, yes, bitch. So enough of that. Let's get to the place where the sea rats thrive, the bar.
An Airly Beach bar.
Forgive me, Dylan. Can I do a meanwhile?
Yeah, of course.
Meanwhile, Captain Hot Stuff
Trashgate
is on the boat, cleaning the whole fucking boat, finding maggots, finding all the things that the all these sea rats hadn't been doing their goddamn job, and he's pissed.
Yep.
And my wife actually brought up a thought, and I thought it was apt. She said, "Do you realize if this was..."
You framed that like you were surprised that she had...
No. She just doesn't. She doesn't really talk about Below Deck a lot, but she hears me talk about it. She goes, "You know what? If Captain Sandy was on this boat while those sea rats were out looking at crocodiles, she wouldn't be cleaning the boat. She'd be looking on Instagram at photos of food and have a half a dozen cookbooks out because she thinks she had what it takes to take over the cooking."
I think she'd be passed out from pills.
Or that.
Hey, Malia, I don't know. She might like girls too.
Fucker.
Guys, I've been sober for 15 years. I haven't had a drop of liquor in 15 years. Are you on Xanax right now? It's not alcohol, whatever it is. I'm sober. Okay. So,
So true. So true.
So, yes, while the guests slurp down cigs and booze and raw bar, Captain Jace cleans up the maggots. Let's get to Ryan breaking down the psyche of the chief stew. He says to Magda, there's always one person they like and one person they pick on. That's what chief stews do. And it was in this moment where I realized he's just talking out of his ass. And these two are such losers. Now, I understand this pattern has bubbled up before. We have seen Kate favor Josiah and pick on Caroline. But
Torment.
Yes, like kind of black site waterboarding kind of crazy shit.
You have two options: leave or kill yourself.
But this is just
that was
him.
a direct quote, I believe. Yeah.
This is just him talking out of his ass.
Used to be a different show.
So Jamie and Culver earnestly try to learn how to ha-cha-cha. Just so bizarre. Jamie is so weird. More fuck, marry, kill, and then we get to the losers trying to... I don't know. Ryan and Magda, the two most useless, hated people on this boat, think they're going to, again, usurp the only person who was asked back to kind of kick off this franchise. You guys are expendable. Aisha is lovable.
Well, they're engaging in, I didn't learn this till the tour company business. They're engaging as...
Is that another burp? Was that a burp?
I didn't burp.
I did.
You guys are fucking. Your throats are disgusting
What?
tonight.
And I didn't even think about it. I did it right in the mic. He's
It's
right to be upset.
disgusting.
He's right to be upset.
I didn't even hear it.
Oh.
Well,
You were talking. I burped right in the mic.
Okay. They're engaging in what I learned in the tour business is if we have the same enemy, we might just be friends. Mm-hmm. And so they are trying to align themselves with each other.
That's not what he's doing. He's trying to fuck her.
Oh, well.
And failing miserably.
And
at it.
that.
And
Yeah.
also keep your
And
enemies closer. Didn't originate in the Hollywood tour bus business. It was actually Sun Tzu,
Yeah.
the
Right.
art of war.
Right.
All right.
Dude, it
but
was so
principles are the
pathetic.
same.
At the end of the evening, when Toomey goes and rats, I'm getting ahead of myself. I apologize, but Ryan's like putting his head on Magda's shoulders.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
He's like, "You okay, Ryan? Go home and beat off, man. She's not turning and kissing you. You guys are not hooking up. You failed conclusively."
I could see them if he did get like a real good paying chef job in Vegas, her marrying him and him getting cucked every night when he's
Right.
working late, cooking up steaks at the club and she's
Yeah.
off doing whatever. I could see that happening.
If they did end up hooking up, and we don't know, maybe they will. She'll have a
Married.
weak moment as a producer for a little fun when they're sleeping and they did the deed. The next morning, get Dushka over there, and she lays in bed. He rolls over and he wakes up. And I'd say your dick does that to people.
Yeah.
No, they'd be completely unsatisfying because Ryan would wake up and not know the difference. He'd be all right, see you out there, babe.
Yeah. I love you. So, let's
You got to separate though when you see these two horrible employees kind of coalescing. This is how cancer grows. All right,
Yeah.
you got to cut it off. You got to remove it.
metastasizing. Yeah,
You got to
yeah.
remove it.
Well, speaking of removal, we get back to the table, and I've finally gotten to the point where, and I know that this is tough to say, but I'm ready to say it. If Ryan was gunned down, I would tip the person that did it. Now, there are far greater evils in this world. I don't wish death upon Ryan, but if he was riddled with bullets, I would golf clap a little bit. Mm-hmm. The way he speaks to this waitress is among the most disgusting things that he's done on the show. We're getting close to a list of 100 at this point. But this woman is taking his order, and like a child who is mentally ill, he says, "I want fries and I want sirloin too, some kind of sirloin or filet too," and just doesn't even look at her. How about please and thank you, you bag of vomit? This is, again, people who really work in the service industry are not rude to waitstaff.
No.
They may be short, but they're not rude like this. They always appreciate what these people are doing for them because they know what it's like. This guy is a fucking fraud. M. Night Shyamalan, man, the Sea Rats had one of the Sea Rats had a painful experience that affected them psychologically. It's a very sad story. We covered it, but he just tells it very dramatically. He says, "I had no idea what was in store for me when I went to that pool
that day."
Culver says, "You've got a protector element that we didn't know about." One, no. Two, how is that applicable in this situation?
Fucking rent-a-cop. Hey, how long we been going?
Too long.
How long? Just
50?
Oh, okay.
Think about 50, but we're wrapping it up here.
Okay.
So the losers get
Well,
back.
I had a similar story to him, but I'll save it for another time.
It's 8:30. I think you can. I think you can go unless you're trying to get out of here. But I mean,
How
it's
long?
only
we going?
PMZ.
50.
I'll save it for another time.
Okay.
All right, so the losers get back together and they try to stage another mutiny against the only reoccurring cast member. And I've said it so many times, I apologize. And Toomey, the golden rule, Jesus said it, don't be a fucking rat. But I'm glad that she did. Toomey goes to Aisha and she tells her everything that these two morons have been saying about her. And when she gets back, Ryan says, "What were yous doing in the bathroom?" Is it wrong for me to be this aggressive towards the people of Philadelphia? Because I know that there's probably some good eggs, some bad eggs, but like...
Well, you'd have to explain away
everything-
what Magna was doing. They're both engaging in the same horrible behavior.
I know, but the Hughes guys and the Wooder and the Hoogies and the Wiz, it's just... you see the city, and I understand Pennsylvania has a lot of history, but it's just so fucking disgusting. They throw batteries at Santa Claus.
Their most popular attraction is broken.
What's that?
Liberty Bell.
That's a funny joke. So, they get back to the boat, and poor Asia is just so upset. She's so sensitive. She feels so deeply. And Fuckface overhears this, and of course has a mature approach. He gets out of his bunk, and he goes and he consoles Asia, and he apologizes. No, I'm kidding. He says, I wanted to know about Toomey's character, and I finally figured it out, like he's Edison getting struck by some idea.
And then electrocuting an
elephant,
which I could see him doing. I just learned about that, and I didn't think Pat was right. I Googled it because Benjamin Franklin, I thought, found electricity, but it was Thomas Edison that did it to the elephant.
Did you watch the footage?
No, I
Benjamin Franklin did.
He started. He had that key up in the cloud. Getting,
Thomas Edison did the light bulb. People say he stole it from that other guy, but but Thomas Edison did electrocute animals.
Pretty much every invention was stolen from some poor fuck that came up with it first.
Oh yeah, and then it got the person who invented it just had a good patent lawyer.
Right, exactly. So Toomey ends the episode.
My grandpa, he invented like this rototiller. It was really utilitarian tool, but he just couldn't get it off the ground. But would have helped farmers quite a bit.
Yep. Well, you snooze, you fucking lose, Nick's grandpa.
He was trying. Every Easter, I'd get the update on how fucking Grandpa's invention.
No, that's awesome. He's a much more productive member of society than fucking Ryan, who heads upstairs and begins screaming at Toomey about how she betrayed him.
She doesn't give a fuck.
She ends the episode with an MVP moment and says those 3 beautiful words: "Suck my dick."
That was tight.
So tight.
Also, my grandpa is a lot more accomplished than Ryan because he was in the Army during World War II, and he played catcher ahead of Yogi Berra on the Army team.
Wow.
Right? Wow.
And that concludes a little history with a little Nick, a little familial history with a little Nick. There is a giant moth in here. It is very distracting. But guys, what a wonderful episode it's been. Jump in the comments. Let us know what you had for breakfast or Red Lobster or something like that. We love you very much. Thank you for spending $5 on this wonderful content. We know times are tough right now. Gas expensive, inflation, all that stuff. We love you guys for supporting us. Big announcement. Live show is coming up. I should just tease it.
Yeah, go
just tease it. Live show is coming up. We'll make the announcement very, very soon. And I know you might be thinking, whoa, that's weird. You're being very, very kind of anticlimactic and playing it down a little bit. But I just it bubbled up in my head, and I'm not ready to
soft launch.
I'm not ready to fully hard launch this thing. But a live show is coming. Get ready for that. We love you. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Pat, say goodbye.
Bye.